Welcome to the Early Bird Pod, where we talk about reselling and everything it takes to make it happen. You can find us on Whatnot, quickly selling storage locker finds, at EarlyBirdPickersVA. Follow us there to get notified every time we go live.
All right, so we're thinking of selling on Whatnot.
Yep.
What are the starting points there?
I mean, specifically for Whatnot, right? Because it's going to be different across all platforms that you sell on.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like its own beast. It's so different from Etsy, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace and everything like that. Like the setup is so important and so different.
Absolutely.
I think in general, if you're going to start on any platform, but specifically on Whatnot, right? Username.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to talk about what's your username. Like, what do you think? How do you find a username? Is it important? Do you care about a username? Does it matter? Can it just be like Thomas's Whatnot account or something? You know what I mean? Like, is that cool? Would that work? Or would it not work? Or let's go down that rabbit hole.
I feel like it's something that has to really cater to your audience and what you're selling. I think it has to be deliberate and understandable. That's where my mind immediately goes to.
All right.
Like starting off there.
I'll tell you. So when Angie and I were thinking about doing this whole Whatnot thing,
Mm-hmm.
we went down this rabbit hole really, really, really far. We're like Alice way down there trying to figure out how are we going to do this? And we put a lot of time and effort into branding and thinking about what we would name our account.
Yeah.
And several things that we noticed. Number one, the most important thing is if somebody chooses a name and that name is spelled cool but improperly, it's very problematic.
Yeah.
Because as you're typing it in to, let's say I really want to find Thomas's treasure house. You set up a new Whatnot account, but you wanted to put Thomas spelled different. It's spelled T-O-M. The H is not there. The biggest problem is if I'm looking and I spelled Thomas correctly, T-H, as soon as I hit that H, your name's not going to pop up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm never going to be able to find your account.
Mm-hmm.
So we're Early Bird Pickers VA. By the way, the only reason that we're VA is because somebody is Early Bird Pickers it's a dead account.
Oh, wow.
And there's also a dead YouTube account.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of those.
Yes.
People are going to struggle with making names that are going to be unique in that sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's why a lot of people tack numbers onto the end of names, and that gets
Underscores.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we purposely, our name, Early Bird Pickers VA, there's no underscores. There's no funny slashes or any, there's just no crazy characters.
No frills.
Because if you want people to be able to find you easily right away.
Mm-hmm.
And in the market, especially on Whatnot, it's so fast. I think that the people are fast. I think they want to find things quickly. I don't think there's a lot of attention span on the app, personally. And so finding a name that is easy to pronounce, that makes sense as to what you are potentially selling.
Yeah.
Or something that represents your brand in some way.
Yeah, represents you and what you're trying to bring to the table.
Exactly.
Whether that's material or personality.
Absolutely. So we chose Early Bird Pickers in particular because we found that there was a gap in competition. Basically, there was no large sellers that were in the early morning space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sleep. I'm up at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock every morning. So we decided that we would try to occupy that early time slot, thus Early Bird Pickers. And that's basically where we started.
Yeah.
And so it worked for the brand, and it's super easy to brand it. It's super easy to get drawings or to like use AI for thumbnails and stuff like that. And it's easy searchable. There's just not tons of Early Bird Pickers out there. So
yeah.
So far,
even though it was taken.
It was taken by a dead account. If you're out there listening, I will buy your Early Bird account from you. We messaged them many times.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably a lot
it's
of
a dead
that
account. They don't check their messages. For like 2 years, we've been trying to find that person.
Well, that goes into, needing to pay attention to other accounts and
Mm.
seeing when these markets are available, whether that's your name or time slots or understanding the market to know where there are gaps in maybe inventory. And so
Interesting.
I feel like there's that kind of segues directly into paying attention to other sellers.
Okay.
You're obviously not the only one on there. So, like, okay, you've made an account and that's wonderful. Now that allows you to watch other users and see how they're selling and what they're doing. Is that how you got started with Whatnot? Were you paying a lot of attention to other sellers, or did you just jump straight in and just start selling?
Um, it's actually a good point. We certainly didn't jump straight in and start selling because
Mhm.
it is a difficult thing to just turn on the camera and start selling.
Mhm.
It's nerve-wracking, it's terrifying, and everything goes wrong all the time. So keep that in mind. I did extensive research. So I come from an educational background. I've written 300-page documents, like research documents and stuff like that, which are terrible. But the good thing about that is it did teach me observational skills and how to get as much pertinent information to what I need to do to move forward. So I spent months, literally 3 months, 2 to 3 months, watching 8 to 12 hours of Whatnot every day, 7 days.
Wow.
I dove in deep.
Wow.
And the reason why is because it's a rare opportunity to be able to look inside of a business, to be able to watch the business being performed. I can see how people are selling. I can see what they're selling. I can see the crowd. I can see what is the crowd talking about in the chat. Are they enjoying the program? Are they not enjoying the program? Am I enjoying the program, for example? So I wrote notes. I followed certain sellers. I found favorite sellers quickly. I found awful, terrible con men quickly, and everywhere in between. It's kind of everyone's experience on Whatnot. It's going to be unique, and you're going to find what you like,
Yeah.
and you're going to get rid of the BS.
Yeah.
As
It's a
you
gift
can.
and a curse.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're going to find some amazing sellers and you're going to find some that you never want to see again.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, hard yes. In when I was researching earlier, what I did was I wrote all these notes. The sellers that I liked, I would dedicate a notebook to them. So just so you know, I'm a little weird. Some of you sellers out there, I have copious notes on what you do right, in my opinion, and what you do wrong, in my opinion, and what you can improve on. So reach out. One of the people
Michael has opinions.
I have very strong opinions. And one of the better sellers that I found early on was Deals to Steal. They're in Florida. I actually met them in person and stuff. Good people. And the thing about Deals to Steal is what they did. Number one, they sell and sold quickly. Their speed was something that differentiated them from other sellers.
Okay.
That's what I caught on. I was like, interesting. There's 2, 3, sometimes 5, 800 people in their room, and I'm watching the pace of what they're selling. I'm like, it's interesting. They were an early for me. They were an earlier example of how to sell quickly, and it got me starting to think about how to frame our shows. Right? What is going to be the canvas that we're going to paint? And kind of like a paint by like a Bob Ross painting, right? Like, so here, okay, you need inventory. Then not only inventory, but you need camera angles. You need all these things that I never thought about because I came from eBay. Like eBay, you take a picture. Yeah.
Oh, click it, put it up here, and like.
It's terrible. It's terrible. You're stuck in a room by yourself with a white box. You turn it on, and 3 hours later, you just hate everything about eBay. It's terrible. It's a slow process. And so I'm watching these sellers, I'm watching them make money hand over fist. What I think is hand over fist. I have no idea about their finances. I have no clue. But when I'm watching, I'm like, oh my God, they just made $100 sale, 5 seconds, another $100 sale, 10 seconds. I'm counting this up and I'm adding it up and all these different sellers. And I'm like, yeah, I got to figure this out. And so found good sellers, made pros and cons list, took notes all over the place. And took from different sellers and different people and found out what it is that might fit what we wanted to do, and tried to use that for the foundation for how it is that we were going to build our channel, our program out. So that's one of the main reasons why is we sell fast. That's it. We sell as fast as we possibly can, and it's because of the people that I paid attention to early on.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things of needing to pay attention to is how each person is even able to do it. They're able to sell fast because of certain specific things they're able to work out within their business. They learned that works for them.
Sure.
And it certainly works for early bird pickers.
Damn right it does.
Damn right it does.
Damn right.
So after you're starting to study these different shows on Whatnot and learning about them and seeing what works and what doesn't work and what kind of caters to you as an individual seller getting into Whatnot, and you've made your username, you're feeling comfortable about your brand, what's the next step there? Is it a big leap, or is it smaller?
I think it's fundamental when you're setting up any business. If you're going to run your business, there's things you need to do in the background that people don't realize. Like something as simple as setting up a separate business bank account is something that most people never think about until it's too late. So tracking your finances, figuring out how much profit did you make is really difficult if you have a ledger and you went grocery shopping in the morning and then you made $500 on Whatnot, and then you made 3 sales on eBay, and then you bought a mocha cappuccino, and all of that is in the same bank statement. That is either going to kill you when it comes time for tax season, and you're going to try and figure out what went where and how much money. It's basically impossible to track your profit and losses, your P&Ls. You'll have no clue.
Yeah.
So I'd say one of the first steps, you got your name and all that stuff, is you need to set up a proper business account. And if you put whatever your starting budget is, let's say Thomas is going to set up Thomas's Treasures, then you have your Thomas's Treasure bank account, and you have $1,000 in that bank account, and that's how much money you're going to spend for your inventory. After a specific period of time, you're going to be able to see, what are my profits? What are my losses? It makes tracking it easier. If you do the accounting yourself, or if you hire someone to do your accounting, they are going to love you for that step. So it's a little bit more effort in the front end, but it doesn't really matter because you have to have one anyways.
At least it saves you a lot of energy in the long run of not having those muddy waters. And like you're saying, if you have spendings, buying inventory and buying groceries, a year from now, you may not know the difference between those two things of those numbers. You might remember it, be like, okay, cool. I can remember that I went to Walmart that morning and then I went and bought a ton of inventory. And even though you remember that day, when it comes to tax season next year, you're going to have a really hard time. Or even just a month later when you're trying to see, how did I do this month? How did I do this quarter? It gets really hard to tell what those numbers are. And if it's happening on a daily basis, that turns into a lot of numbers really quickly. They don't have to be big numbers. Even if they're single digit numbers, it's a lot of them.
Well, like, even you just brought up Walmart, made me think about, like, my biggest flaw early on was Home Depot. I would go to Home Depot to buy gallons of paint and paintbrushes for the business, but I'm a Home Depot person. I love Home Depot. So I would also buy drill bits that I needed for personal use. And I would also, oh, look at that. That's new. Oh, there's a new Halloween decoration. I like that. It's a big skeleton, whatever it is, right? So on one ticket, on one credit card, you have multiple purchases for your business that need to be tracked as a legitimate business deduction for your taxes, so that you're not paying that versus against your income on the same ledger, on the same receipt that has the 12-foot scary skeleton that you put in front of your house, right?
Essential for your business.
It is essential. But if you have 2 separate credit cards, right? If you have a business credit card and then you run that transaction, and you have a personal credit card, you run a separate transaction. It's something that people don't think about. And I promise you, after years of trying to detangle the financial web that we created, it's just like night and day. I have 2 credit cards in my wallet, one's business, one personal, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it makes it very simple.
Yeah. You'd think that bank statements with just different payments is hard enough, but then you start thinking about the payment that like the same receipt has mixed purchases in it is a whole nother world.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I want to talk about a little bit about like finances and money, since we're here. We're in this world. So I want to talk about like inventory. So if you're setting up a new Whatnot account, I think it's crucial, right? Like, how much money you got? How much money do you have to put into this?
Yeah.
Is this going to be your full-time gig and you know it right away? For us, it was our full-time gig from the moment I watched the first Whatnot channel.
Wow.
We are going to sell on Whatnot. We are going to learn how to do this. We are never going to do eBay again. And we're going to find a way to make this work. So for us, it wasn't a this or something else. It was a this is going to happen and we're going to do this.
There's a full commitment.
We're jumping in. We don't know how to swim. We're jumping. We'll figure it out halfway towards the bottom of the ocean. And so for us, we had money. We had money and inventory prior to Whatnot because we were resellers for years. So it really depends on the person if we're talking about money and finances, right? Because you have to buy inventory.
Yeah.
Inventory could be cheap, could be free. It could be something that you salvage from the side of the road. It could be something in your uncle's garage that he wants to get rid of or whatever it is. You can get inventory from wherever it is, but you got to find a budget for that inventory. And then you got to figure out, how do you get more inventory?
Yeah, you can buy it once. Can you buy it twice? And even better, can you buy it repeatedly?
It's crucial. And the most difficult part of this business is because Whatnot is, for us, I'll make it very personal, because Whatnot is not life-changing for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? So I can talk about how many items we sell at EarlyBird, but it's going to be much different than everybody else.
Yeah.
There's sellers that sell hundreds of thousands of items a week, and there's sellers that sell tens of items a month. So when the inventory that you gain, it has to be something that is repeatable.
Yeah.
Consistency on Whatnot is the utmost. That's what I learned early on, right? It's like every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for example, for 3 hours, I am going to sell from 9 until noon, no matter what.
Yep.
I am going to sell at this pace. I'm going to sell this type of item, whether it's storage locker, which is not a specific type, but the type is there's no type.
Yeah.
Right.
It's variety.
Variety
shows. You even say that.
Yeah.
It could be anything from antiques to sealed Pokemon. Like we find all sorts of stuff.
Absolutely.
And so knowing how to get that, and some people work with pallets.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some people work with storage lockers. Some people sell their own items, maybe their own collections from their childhood, or their parents' collections from when they were growing up. Maybe even their own kids' collections. I've seen all sorts of stuff on there.
Selling your kids' collection. That sounds sad. Sounds a little bit sad.
Maybe the kids don't want anything to do with it.
But maybe they don't like the kids.
They moved on. Maybe they don't like their kids.
It's true. Maybe they sold the kids. So when you're looking at inventory and you're looking at budgeting, right? Those are two crucial things, and it's difficult to get that right when you're starting off.
Yeah.
So one thing that is crucial that you brought up or before we started the show is it's got to be something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
It's got to be something that you actually care about.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't have to. It should be.
It's easier that way. That's for sure.
Is. Absolutely.
Selling something you don't like is painful.
I agree wholeheartedly. There's a specific reason why we did pallet pulling once. We had one show where we pulled out a pallet, and we hated it. We're not a family that enjoys Walmart, that enjoys Target, that enjoys like plastic. We're not a plastic family. We had a brick and mortar antique store for a decade. We like old stuff. Our house was built in the 1820s. Like, we're old school and we like old stuff. We like metal. we like heavy stuff. We like die cast as
Wood.
opposed to IKEA. Yeah, real wood.
Yeah.
Don't give me veneer.
Yeah.
Give me something that is an awful heavy thing to move. That's what we like. That's what we like. So for us, pallet pulling doesn't work, but
Yeah.
some of the most successful sellers on Whatnot pull out of pallets.
Yeah.
It just completely depends on who you are and what you enjoy. We recently started a sub channel, which we can get into sometime later on, but where we do comic books. We had a glut of comic books, couldn't figure out the right methodology in which to get rid of them that made sense. And then we started a new channel that only does comic books.
Yeah.
So it really does depend. And I love comic books.
And if we have access to it,
We have steady access to that
it's
inventory.
the biggest thing. We're even calculating how long we could run those for.
Yes, we calculated to the day of how many shows do we have. If we sell 600 comic books in 2 hours, how many comic books shows can we have if we have 2 comic book shows a week?
Yep.
How many weeks can we run with this inventory, and when do we need to find more?
Yeah. And we know that pace. We've done the pace. We have the metrics.
Yeah.
Someone starting doesn't have those metrics. So when they're watching other sellers and seeing how fast they are, these are real numbers of like 600 items in 2 hours. And that's just comics. That's easy to ship. But if you're looking at you're looking around your own collections, you might not even have 600 total items.
Yeah, absolutely.
You need to factor that in as you start to approach things. So when you are watching other sellers, when you're taking notes, you should literally count how many items they're able to sell in, let's say, half an hour or 15 minutes, and then multiply that by how many hours they're on. So
I can't agree. I mean, let's get into the nitty gritty of the numbers here. Let's
Mhm.
talk about numbers and inventory and
Mhm.
budgeting, because they all really do kind of occupy the same space. So I'm very number oriented human being,
Mhm.
probably to my detriment. But when we run our shows at this point, I know how many items are going to run per second. I know how much money we should make per minute and per hour
Mhm.
and per show based on the inventory that we have.
Mhm.
But that also comes with 2 years of experience, so I know those numbers very, very well.
Yeah.
And of course, they change depending upon the time you sell and who's in your room and whatever.
Even season.
Yeah, the season, right? Because if I sell Christmas ornaments in February versus November, it's a completely different show and a
Yeah.
completely different amount of money.
Yeah.
But I do have numbers for that,
Mhm.
because we do sell Christmas ornaments in November and February. And so I do have the numbers, so I do know the difference. Is it worth it to hold the Christmas ornaments for 9 months, or should I just sell them as soon as possible?
Yeah. How about Blizzard Space?
Exactly. Exactly. So when it comes down to the numbers, it's really important when you're starting out is, okay, you have 100 items around you. You have 100 Hot Wheels cars, and you're like, I got to get rid of these things. It's going to take me literally a year to sell them on eBay. Nobody's coming knocking on my door on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to sell these 100 items on Whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you only have 100 items, and you cannot find another one, whatever, the Hot Wheels or whatever it is. This is what you have in your inventory, and that is all your inventory. If that's your case, I do not recommend Whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I do not. If you're selling a set number of items and that's all the access you have to those items and there are no more left, eBay's probably, unless that number is 1 million or 100,000 or 10,000 of whatever quantity
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's a huge number, if you do not have a way to replace that inventory, you have a bottleneck in your business.
Absolutely.
And it's a problem.
By the time you're able to sell those for the numbers you want,
It's too
you
late.
would have already sold out of it,
It's too late.
because you do need to stay online. You can't just turn on the stream, you instantly have 100 people in your room and start selling. It doesn't work like that. You're going to have 3 people in your room slowly bidding. You have to actually stay live long enough and sell other things to be able to start to get people in your room.
I mean, it's really interesting, right? Because if you're watching Whatnot, when I buy, I still buy from Whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I like, it's hard not to buy. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
on the app and if you've gone a month on the app and you haven't bought anything, I think you should get an award. I think that's a Olympic gold medal worthy ability to do, because I cannot.
Gold medal in self-restraint.
Yeah, like I can't do it.
I don't have it.
if I see cool stuff that's selling for $1 or $2 or $3, and I know either I want it, I can use it, someone in my space can use it, or I can resell it.
Or we can sell it. Yeah.
Yeah, like why would I not buy this thing?
Absolutely.
So it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem when you're starting out, as you alluded to, is you're not going to have anybody in your room. No one knows who you are. No one's heard of Thomas's Treasures. They don't know if you're a reliable seller. They can't even find you.
Yeah.
You're buried. The algorithm has now buried you, and no one knows who you are. They don't know anything about you.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it nearly impossible to climb that hill unless you're smart and savvy about it. If you, let's say you're just willy-nilly, I got 100 Hot Wheels, I'm going to turn on Whatnot right now. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Oh my God, why isn't anyone bidding? My starting bids were $10. These things are worth 15. That's a good deal for someone who buys it, right? That would be the normal stream of conscious had you known absolutely nothing about Whatnot.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the show. But the thing is you're going to be competing in a space versus Early Bird Pickers VA, who's been doing it for 2 years, and we sell 50 Hot Wheels at once. We sell the same product that you sell. We started at $1, and it's 10-second sudden death, which means at the end of 10 seconds, whoever has the highest bid gets it. The time will not extend.
Yeah.
Right? Versus like an untimed auction where I bid $10, you bid 11, time goes up 3 seconds. I bid 12, time goes up 3 seconds.
Kind of
13,
like a soft close.
Soft close, where it just continuously goes on.
It'll go into eternity.
It'll go. If you can get bidders, it'll
Yes.
keep going. But when you're early on in how you're selling and you don't know what you're doing and you have 3 people in your room and you have only 100 cars and you decided to just turn on your stream at 2:00, you didn't realize that you are swimming in a community, in an environment in which there are bigger sharks in that water,
Mm-hmm.
that all of the eyes are on them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying this because that early bird pickers are a big fish or a shark, because we are not. We are larger than many and smaller than most. And we're very large in the storage unit category.
Mm-hmm.
And if you compare us to sneaker sellers, we are like an ant on the bottom of their shoe,
Yeah.
right? Compare us to women's contemporary in that category, and we're absolutely nothing. The numbers work out for us. We sell product we like. We enjoy doing what we do. We don't want to sell women's contemporary clothing. I hate selling women's contemporary clothing. I hate selling plastic pallet. Like the pallet pullers get 800 to 1,000 people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hollywood, 1,500 to 2,000 people in his room. Cool Kicks, 5,000 to 7,000 people in his room. Mr. Beast at the Super Bowl, like 700,000 people in his room.
Mm-hmm.
If you started your channel and didn't pay attention on Super Bowl Sunday and Mr. Beast was on, you lost. Guess what? You lose, right? You paid the wrong game. So you got to pay attention, right? Early bird pickers, I talked about earlier. The reason why we're early bird pickers, part of the reason is because there were no big sellers in the early time slot when we started. So we filled that gap.
Yeah.
We recognized there was a gap. We filled that gap, and we modeled everything we did around that time frame, and including our branding.
Yeah.
So it really is important. It behooves you to pay attention to those around you when you're doing your study work. I studied for 3 months before I was comfortable turning the camera on. And even after 3 months of studying and prep work, the first shows were awful. They were terrible. The lighting was wrong. The audio was wrong. I have no idea what money we made. I don't know if we sold items. I have no recollection. I probably blocked it out of my mind.
Trauma blocked.
Yes, very purposely. I have no recollection of my first month on Whatnot. And it's great that I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah. I feel like the intro period really is this time that you have to just sell whatever it is. You have to get into the algorithm. You have to get people to swipe, get people into giveaways, using those tools that you have to gain attention, because even if you're not hungry for attention, without it, you don't get people in the room.
I want to break down what you just said.
Yeah, please do.
Because there's like 10 sentences and there's 100 nuggets of
So sorry.
valuable information.
So sorry.
No, it's perfect. Let's talk about Mr. Beast. I actually didn't really know anything about Mr. Beast. I'm one of the few people that just doesn't hang out in that orbit, whereas hundreds of million people apparently hang out in that orbit. So he's better than me. He knows more than I do. He's been doing this longer and he makes $100 billion, whatever the hell that dude makes. So I'm going to pay attention to a creator that knows how to do something better than I do. And I'm going to try and do better because of that, right? Like I'm humble enough and smart enough to know that I'm not the big fish. So I'm going to pay attention to the big fish. Last week, I watched him in an interview and he had one of the most important things that I've ever heard. And you're talking about gaining attention. And he said, if you're driving down the road and you see a cow, you're never going to remember that cow. You're never going to talk about that cow, and you're barely even going to see it. But if that cow is purple, not only are you going to stop, not only are you going to film it, you're also going to post it on social media, and you're going to remember that purple cow for the rest of your life. When you're selling, be the purple cow.
Okay.
So when you're selling, if you want to gain attention, not only do you want to pay attention to the people that are doing something in front of you, right? I pay attention to Deals to Steal. I modeled our show about it, but I did something different. We created something different. We sold differently. We started the grids on the tables. We were the first person to do it. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's life-changing or life-altering, but we were the first person. I was watching how other people were selling. I thought there's a better and faster way to sell. What is it that we could do? And most people were physically moving the product from their right hand, put it in front of the camera, sell the item, move it to your left hand, and give it to somebody else. As opposed to that, I thought, what if you move the camera to sell instead of moving the product to sell? How would that speed up the pace? Because I was noticing that there's a lot of gaps in between the items being sold. And I'm like, well, if you're selling for 2 hours and 10% of that time is effectively dead time, it's a moving product from point A to point B. If you can eliminate that or reduce it, you can then increase your productivity, therefore the amount of money you make by up to 10% or more. By just changing the way you sell, not the items itself.
All the items are the exact same. Even the time frames that you're running the items for are identical. But the procedure in which you get from one item to the next is now unique.
You said that so much better than I did. Absolutely.
It's the first time I've ever done that, so glad we're recording. But I feel like that's some of the keys there, and it's not to say that also can't be done again and can't be done in a new way. And so as you're looking at sellers who sell in a specific way, maybe you love them and you love their product and you kind of like the way they sell. Find what you actually don't like and see how you can improve. And maybe it doesn't work. How many things have we tried that just haven't worked? That is an inevitability within running a show. Is you're going to do things, you'll be like, wow, that was a failure. And that's a wonderful thing, actually, because those mistakes, as long as you can learn from them, it's still progress. It feels like a step backwards, but if you can actually learn and understand the mistakes you made and why you made them and go a different route, then ultimately you've learned and you can benefit from that.
100%. And I mean, it's the environment of Whatnot is so fast and it changes incredibly. It's one innovation is a wildfire, right? We started the grids on the table and then everyone starts the grids on the table because they should start the grids on the table because it's a faster way to sell. And it is better, right? And so, and I'm not trying to like, we're amazing or anything like that. It's such a minor tweak, right? It's such a stupid thing to think about. instead of moving the product from point A to point B, I'm going to move the camera from point A to point B.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a
But
change of
even
perspective.
still, we're looking for ways to improve that.
Yeah, right. Constantly.
We do that every day.
There's got to be a faster way. I think we can do it faster.
Can we do light speed?
Is there
What's faster than light?
What's faster than 1 second sudden death? How's that? And that's just it, right? You're going to want to constantly innovate. You're going to want to constantly create, and you're going to want to. That's why it's so important to pay attention, because other sellers, be it big sell, I'll tell you right now, I hang out in every category on Whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Every single category in its categories that I am never going to buy from, that I do not care about, but I want to know, how do people sell live oysters? How do they sell? Have you seen the live oyster show?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't know if I can.
Let's take a slight detour down this rabbit hole. This is the purple cow.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it caught my attention. I personally kind of want to avoid it, but we're talking about it, so it's successful.
Okay, so you're vegan. I am partially vegan. I love animals. I'm sitting here next to my beautiful pit bull. This is a purple cow moment. This is 100% a purple cow moment.
Mm-hmm.
I hang out in every room. I don't even know what category they're in. I don't know if it's legal. I have no clue. I know nothing about these people. They have live oysters. And they film a top-down show, meaning you don't see the people's faces, and you see the oysters, and it's like in a pool of somewhat running water, and they take the oyster out, and they cut them open, and they have pearls in them, and they sell the pearls out of the live oysters.
Okay, this makes so much more sense, but okay, continue.
It's brutal to watch. But there was like 400 people in the room when I discovered it, and I was like, "This." I mean,
you hear about people shucking live on Whatnot, and I think that that's going to get some attention. Yeah,
they're the purple cow.
Purple cow,
right?
And so they're going to get the purple oysters.
There's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of different things like that where they sell food differently. They sell products differently. Whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
unique. It's innovative. They are the purple cow, and there's a ton of purple cows out there.
Yeah,
it's just how, like, I'm not going to shuck live oysters on Whatnot. I mean, for the right price, I'll do it. But I don't have a steady supply of live oysters that I'm interested in finding how to do that. I'm not interested. I have no.
We're not that coastal.
I'm not. I mean, if the money's right.
If the money's right.
But that's just it, right? There's so many different innovative ways. I'm in every Reddit channel. I'm in all different forums for Whatnot. I'm on Facebook groups for Whatnot. I am trying to find out new ways to improve and to make this better and to make more money and to be more efficient and to figure out better ways to do what we do.
Yeah, and better ways to use your time. You know, that's been a huge thing of like, how many times have we tried to figure out how to just make more space so that we can move things less times? When you have so much inventory, you have to keep moving things. And so
absolutely
doing everything you can to try to improve, even though a new seller is maybe going to look at our channel and being like, wow, they have everything figured out. They have everything dialed. And it's like, you do not realize the nightmares behind the scenes that we're trying to make these shows happen.
Yeah.
And there's so much involved of like, wow, we can do so much better. And that's always going to be true.
Yeah.
Even the best sellers you see are always trying to improve. Even looking at the biggest corporations are always trying to find new ways to improve, because there's always room for improvement.
Absolutely. And that includes Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
That includes everybody. No matter, I don't care if you're at the top, the bottom, or anywhere in between. As a new seller, it's very important to be open to change.
Yes.
And innovation and innovation.
Yeah.
Like the crazy thing about it is 2 years ago when we started, you know what wasn't a thing? AI.
Yeah.
Do you know what is a thing? Do you know what is the only thing right now? Is AI. Angie hand drew our logo. Every time now we want to do a logo for a thumbnail, we talk about branding when we started. How many moments does it take to come up with a thumbnail? It took, you know what I mean? Like Angie and I are going back and forth. Oh, I think the bird's wing should be here. I think it should be doing that. Now we go into AI, and 8 seconds later, we have 400 different options of logos that we want to come up with, right? The innovation is so fast. The the pool of resources of innovation and speed for live auctions is out of this world right now. And everybody is doing it differently. I watch eBay Live, which is actually in my personal opinion, it feels like 1990 of live auctions in comparison to Whatnot.
Like watching it on a tube
It,
TV.
it feels like there's bunny rabbit ears on top of
Fascinating.
it.
I haven't even taken the time, honestly, and I know that I need to, but I personally haven't even.
I don't know if you need to. I don't. And here's the reason why. And I'm not talking. Well, yeah, I'm gonna talk trash. eBay,
Step it up, eBay.
eBay as a product. Like, there's no reason for me to hide my true feelings about it. We sell on eBay.
Yeah.
We have maybe 15 items posted. We used to have 10,000 items posted, and they post and they sat and they became a death pile, and they would either go to local auction house or they would just sit and take up space.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm telling if there's 1,000 people in this room that are listening, 999 of them are nodding their head like, or looking around their room. They're like, oh yeah, my death pile's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then we used our death pile to start Whatnot, and it was gone in a week.
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating to tell you, it was gone. It's just disappeared. And like, oh my God, our death pile's gone. And as our Whatnot channel grew, our eBay listings dramatically decreased at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we were just pulling everything off of eBay because there's no need for all the time and stress and energy and scams and scammers that are on eBay.
Yeah.
And then when we're talking about eBay Live, eBay in general is the dinosaur of the industry, which for better or worse. They're massive. They're the dinosaur in the room, right? And everything is based off of that company. Is it better than eBay or not as good as eBay?
They are the benchmark, or were. Maybe they still are, but I don't know how long that's going to last. With the conversations I've had with not only you, but numerous other people, of just that frustrating factor of everything is just sitting there in a day and age when you can stream and sell it instantly. Yeah. We talk about that a lot, where it's like, wow, maybe I could have gotten 20% more for this on eBay, but we did sell it.
That's
the biggest thing is, like, if it's on eBay, maybe it didn't even sell. It probably didn't.
Yep.
Where if we're like, wow, this went for 40 under retail, well, at least it sold.
As long as you can buy your inventory at the right price to allow
be able to take that hit,
to allow for the financial consequences that come with selling on Whatnot versus eBay, Whatnot is hands down the way to go as opposed to eBay. I know it's a tangent, but it's a very important tangent.
It's an important one,
especially when you're beginning to establish a Whatnot account. If you're going to start a Whatnot account, you probably have sold on eBay, most likely, because you're coming from a reselling background.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I maybe I'm wrong because there's no data on this. Well, I bet maybe there is. How many people who are not resellers, their first reselling experience was on Whatnot?
That's an interesting thought. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a reseller. I think that maybe the other overlap would be collectors.
That's a good point.
I think that would be, if it's a Venn diagram, and maybe there's a couple different circles, but I think that might be one of the other main ones, the big ones. And I wouldn't necessarily consider myself a collector, but I am interested in collections. I like things that are collectible, artworks, comics, magic cards, like general dorkdom. Like, that's my jam. I'm big into nerd stuff, and that tends to be collectible. So I feel like in my mind, that's the natural overlap.
First of all, props for the Venn diagram reference, because I hadn't heard the word Venn diagram probably since 6th grade, but I appreciate a solid Venn diagram reference.
I visualize Venn diagrams probably 100 to 200 times a day.
That is such a Thomas thing to say. That is such a Thomas thing to say.
I can actually, if my partner is listening to this, she will roll her eyes when I mention the Venn diagram.
Yep, Venn diagram.
There he goes again.
I appreciate a Venn diagram. I'm just gonna say. So it coming from eBay Live is a thing. It exists. it is nowhere near as quality a product as Whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The way that it is not what Whatnot is.
And also, I feel like it doesn't have the following.
It does not,
which is exactly what we're talking about with getting people in your room. eBay is not getting people in their room.
Yes.
It's the same principle.
There is a huge company that was purchased by eBay, and they're in the sports market world, and they have massive auction house. It's Golden Auctions,
Oh,
right?
actually, yeah.
Golden Auctions. They have a freaking Netflix special. They have an auction house. They were purchased by eBay. They do eBay Live, and we get more people in not all, but many of our rooms than they do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the inventory we have is not golden. Okay,
That's hard to hit.
We do not get what they get, right? They get some of the highest and best products that are out there, the best of the best. But sometimes there's 70 people in their eBay Lives on the same day and the same time that we have 150 people. And I think that is important to notice.
Yeah. Number of people in your room isn't the only thing, but it is an important thing.
It's a thing.
Because if you have 0, then no one's going to swipe.
Absolutely. It's definitely a thing. And it's important. It's crucial. All right. So let's talk about the rookie sellers getting in there right now.
Mm-hmm.
They figured out what it is they want to sell.
Yeah.
Their budget is $1,000 or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
They can source it. They figured out how to source it. Actually, I want to take a step back. Let's talk about sourcing real quick.
Yeah.
Let's go down a little. Let's go down a mouse hole.
All right, mouse hole.
All right.
Not a full-on rabbit.
We source our inventory largely from storage lockers
Mm-hmm.
at storage auctions.
Yes.
Now, that is a huge blessing and a massive curse. And it creates a lot of issues that are almost unsolvable
Mm-hmm.
when you get inventory this way.
Yes.
If I was to start this business over, I would not do storage auctions.
Okay.
Now, I love storage auctions. I will do storage auctions until the moment I cannot. So I love storage auctions. I will do storage auctions till the moment I can't, until the day that I die.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad for my back. I break fingernails. Like, it's awful. It's terrible. You have horrific injuries, long-term, short-term, everything like that. But there is nothing more exciting than finding a safe full of treasures, or one-of-one autographed JFK stuff, or some of the crazy artwork that we have found.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to spend $100 and then to be like, wow, we made $100,000 off of a $100 locker.
Yeah.
That is a thing. It's a real thing.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
The feeling right before opening a locker is unparalleled.
Right?
Yeah.
It's Christmas Eve when you're 8 years old.
Yeah.
And Nintendo came out, and you think it could be in them. It could be in there. You're shaking the packages. That's basically what it is, right? You turn the key, and then it's like, here you go.
Yeah.
But it could also be empty boxes.
Mm-hmm. Could be staged.
It could be staged. It could be empty boxes. It could be anything.
Yeah.
And the blessing is, it might be $100,000 worth of inventory that you paid $100 for.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very real possibility. The other side of that is, you don't know what your inventory is going to be.
Yes.
If you sell shoes, if you're Cool Kicks, and you can brand yourself as Cool Kicks, and you only sell Cool Kicks, and everybody who shows up knows they're going to get shoes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to buy shoes and you know about Whatnot, you are going to discover Cool Kicks, one of the biggest sellers on the app. And there's no way to not find that seller, because they only sell that product.
Yeah.
That is one of the biggest mistakes we have made in our business. And it's a source of angst and anxiety for me constantly, that I cannot go online and purchase our inventory.
Yes.
And know that, and there's no manifest for our inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Our manifest is, let's see what's in the box.
Yeah, there's certainly a lack of predictability in that, which is also exciting.
Yes.
But in a business sense, it's challenging to create the appropriate expectations and predictions of how a season is going to go. Because you even mentioned a lot about how storage lockers are so much different than when even you started.
Oh yeah.
And they're different based on your location too. Because if you're purchasing a locker in the middle of nowhere, you're probably going to get it for cheaper. But then you also might not be hitting the same grails in it that you might find in a place that maybe is wealthier or has a denser population. So it's kind of goes both ways there. It leans into itself.
I'll speak on that briefly. We are going to have, we'll have specific storage locker, breaking down how to do storage lockers in the future. But I will say about this is, I think a lot of people assume what you say, what you just said, assume that that's the way.
Yeah.
But it is actually somewhat flawed, and
Okay.
it's flawed in my personal experience.
I mean, you have a lot of it, so
After 15 years, I know a little bit about this.
a smidge.
Legitimately a little bit. And what I do know is we have hit some of our best lockers in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
And I've also hit one of our best lockers was hit in a super ghetto, dangerous, a lot of affordable housing, a lot of homeless people, a lot of drugs, literally outside the gate to the facility. And there's $15,000, $20,000 of gold in that locker that I paid $600 for.
Oh,
So the difference is the ratio. I think the ratio, the percentage of chance of hitting a jackpot is what you're really getting to. It is in the middle of nowhere. There's going to be less lockers because there's less people. So there's less people putting stuff into lockers. If you are in New York City, if you are in San Francisco, if you're in Boston or any of those major cities and hubs where the demographics, where everybody has $1 million house, well, they're going to be putting a lot more high-end stuff in those lockers that you're going to be dealing with. But then you got to pay the cost.
Yes, of course.
You got to pay the entrance fee to do that stuff, right?
Yeah, and that's a higher gambling number.
Oh, it's terrible.
As opposed to paying $100 or $1,000 for a locker, which sounds like even sometimes a lot, unless you know what's in there. Which, spoiler alert, you don't.
Yeah.
But then you spend $50,000. We've seen lockers go for $80,000, and all you can see is the boxes.
Yeah. It's 15 years ago when we started, we were number one poor. We couldn't afford the P for poor. Like we were just poor. Like it was terrible. It was so terrible. The first locker that I ever bought was $25, and the second locker I got was $100, and I was so terrified because we had a single vehicle, we had a baby, we had no way to transport those items. We had never sold on eBay. We knew nothing about resale business. I just knew I didn't want to get a full-time real job. I wanted to do something for ourselves and to start our own business. And it lucked out that the $25 locker was full of video games that hadn't been released yet.
Wow.
It was
awesome.
It was stored by a Call of Duty distributor.
Interesting.
And I had no idea how to sell these items. And that's basically how we ended up and found eBay.
Okay.
We took the first Call of Duty. I don't even remember what it was. It was 15 years ago or 10. When did this happen? It was over a decade ago. I don't know. We got the first locker and we put the first item up for auction starting at $1, and it sold for over $1,000 because it was before the game was supposed to be released. There was some kind of a delay, crazy story. We end up with a pallet of these games and we're like, oh my God, this is life-changing.
Yeah.
We couldn't spend more than $100 on groceries that week. And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you our grocery budget was $100 a week for a family of 3 at that time. And we made $600, $700, $1,000 off of a single item. And we're like, oh, we got to do this, right? And it was life-changing. That's how we discovered reselling. And we start out going to flea markets and doing all this stuff. But as we started out saying that the biggest blessing, the biggest curse of storage locker is that we don't have consistent inventory. So if you look in the storage locker category, the biggest sellers have 200 to 400 people in their room.
On average.
On average. You know, sometimes if there's a big event, they might get 800, 900. If they're giving away a bunch of expensive stuff, they'll have a bigger room. But in general, if someone's selling stuff, if they're selling their storage locker stuff, they're going to have a couple hundred people in their room. That is the biggest that category gets. That means no matter what I do and how hard I try, that's the top. The top is 250 people when you turn on the camera. That's it. But if you source your inventory differently and you can get the same predictable item, your room can grow exponentially larger than ours. This is what we're discovering in our comic books subgroup, sub channel. We've had 4 shows and we are now averaging 50 to 60 people per show after only 4 shows. And nobody knows who we are. No, it's just that we know how to sell differently. We know how to sell better. We're selling a single item so that everybody who's looking at comics is going to see our room now.
Yeah.
And it's remarkably different. So if someone's getting into this game and they want to sell on Whatnot, they really need to think about perhaps not doing storage lockers. Number one, it's expensive as
That's just yeah, it is.
It's expensive.
And there's a gamble to it.
It's a gamble.
There's a challenge. It's fun. It's cool. It's unique. It's entertaining. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's
expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
It's very expensive.
So like cost of entry, cost of admission, kind of high on that end.
It didn't used to be.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think there's a lot of attention on it now, especially with like post, what are those shows called? Storage Wars?
Storage Wars, yeah. Storage Wars.
Yeah. That's one of those things that brought a lot of attention to it, for better or for worse. But that's just what we do. That's what you do. That's the bread and butter and the consistency that we have. But that's not to say that that's just our background.
Yeah.
Every seller obviously has their own methods. Maybe they just have access to a distributor. Yeah. Maybe it's that simple.
Yeah. I would not do this again. I would do Pokemon. I would do Pokemon for all the reasons.
Yeah. Like small, easy to ship, consistent packaging.
So easy.
Oh, that's something that everyone has to consider is like, you do not want to sell lawnmowers on Whatnot.
I mean, look, like people can do whatever they want to do. There are people that make a killing selling glass.
Yeah.
Selling large, fragile, beautiful, vintage, mid-century modern, 28-inch beautiful vases. And they get hundreds of dollars a vase. And all I can think about when they're selling it is, I would never.
Yeah.
Angie would kill me. Like anybody involved in packing in our business would absolutely just throttle me. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Very occasionally, we will sell an item like that, but it's on purpose with permission.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah. You can't put that thing on that table without asking everyone.
Yeah. Like guys, here's what we have.
Hear me out.
Do we have a box for this? Do we have packing material for this? Can we get this to arrive safely at wherever it's going to go? Because if the answer is, nah, dog.
Yeah, potentially Hawaii.
Yeah, we're not selling a 36-inch glass flute worth $3,000. It's not happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just not happening. So with new sellers, like, when you're hunting for inventory and figuring out, not only do you have to consider that, but you really have to find distribution. You got to find a way to get that product consistently. And it's got to be within your budget range. And that's a difficult way to do it. It's a tough way to do it. Don't start in storage lockers.
Yeah. Find your material and see how you can get that into people's hands and not break your own back on shipping.
Let's talk about the actual show.
Yeah.
Just want to take a little tangent. So,
hell, if anything, that's on track.
Right, let's stay on track.
Stay on track.
Let's take no tangents in this podcast. I want to talk about. So we have a crew. We've built a crew. We have a little crew, little crew, right? We got a crew of 4 people that that are in our orbit and sphere that we use on a regular basis. So we have me, who's the basically I source and sell, and then I stop.
Mhm.
Then my job's done. And then we have Angie, who sells and packs, and then she's done. And then we have you,
Mhm.
and you are in my vein.
Mhm.
You do what I do.
Mhm.
So not somewhat. You do what I do.
Mhm.
So you source with me or alongside me or solo. You just picked up a locker the other day.
Mhm.
Or solo. You do a lot of the background stuff. You also sell.
Mhm.
And you do a lot of our social media and all the computer stuff that I want nothing to do.
I want everything to do.
You do the stuff that I don't want to do. That's our crew.
Yeah.
That's how we do. And then we recently just hired Kim, and she's phenomenal, and she's part-time, and she's actually like the organizer now. Like
Someone needed to be.
someone had to organize this chaos. So she definitely helps with organizational skills. She comes from a corporate background, and then also she does packing.
Mhm.
Right? So that's our crew, and that's how we do it. If someone's new to Whatnot, who's your crew?
Yeah.
Are you a one-person crew? Because if you're a one-person crew, you need to use that information to inform your decision on the inventory you're choosing to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a one-person crew, I'm going to go the Pokemon, the sports cards, cosmetics, if they're small enough.
Yeah.
If they're, you know what I mean? I'm going to do something that is tiny that I'm going to do coins.
Coins is great. Small electronics.
Profit margin is very difficult.
Yeah.
Especially with the silver market out and the gold.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's
a new problem.
It's a new problem.
You encounter those all the time though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that has to be considered. It's like there's a new problem every week.
Yeah.
Socioeconomic climates can change the cost of an item overnight.
I mean, geopolitical, we're at war.
Yeah.
Oh, look, all of a sudden things change dramatically as far as what's worth money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When silver triples in a month or 2 months or whatever it is, you got to pay attention. And if you're in that world, and if you're new to Whatnot and you're like, I'm going to get into coins, you just picked a bad time to start buying those coins.
Yeah. You needed to buy those 3 years ago.
Yeah.
70 years ago.
You might want to take a hard pivot and start somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're a one-person show, it's dramatically different. If you're a one-person show, please tell me that you are not selling mid-century modern vases. Please tell me that, because you have to not only sell, but you also have to ship them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's awful. If you're a two-person crew, how do you run the two-person crew? 3, 4, 10 people? How many people are on your crew that you run? It really does depend.
Yeah, maybe you're a group of friends getting in on it together. Like there's always that
which
possibility.
Would be fantastic.
Yeah.
If you have some college buddies, high school buddies, or whatever it is, you got a crew of 8 people and you want to do storage lockers, that's fantastic because your labor is free.
Move those pianos.
Yes.
We will hire you.
Them move those. Right? So it's dramatically different based on how many people that you have available to work in your company, in your business.
That does make you assess it. It forces your hand in some ways.
Yeah. And I think most people who start out selling on Whatnot are a one-person show.
Yeah, maybe 2.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
like a partnership.
Maybe wife, partnership, husband, whatever the hell it is, or something like that, or friends, or whatever it is. But most people, I would imagine, just imagine when you're starting on Whatnot, you probably have a real job.
Mm-hmm.
And I say real in context because I still don't consider what I do real because it seems too good to be true. I'm waiting. The fact that I can go to storage lockers and find some of the coolest stuff, to find G.I. Joes from my youth and Super Nintendo games that I can still play with my kids, and that's considered work.
And have that pay your bills.
And it pays my bills, and I get to sit here, talk trash, and I get to pet my dog at the same time. Like, it does not seem real. But I imagine a lot of people have real jobs, 9 to 5s, and they're like, I'm interested in this.
This is supplementary.
Exactly.
And I would encourage anyone who is interested in this to do it supplementary first. I know there's been a lot of conversation of when should I quit my day job, and that's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Don't take advice from 2 dudes sitting on a couch.
Yeah.
Using Whatnot supplementary, I feel like, is key, as opposed to quitting your job and running on Whatnot, having not run your first show.
Okay.
Like, if anyone's telling you to do that, they are paid to do that, and that needs to not happen.
Yeah, it's not going to work. You're going to go broke.
Yeah, take your time, and run little shows. But with that, you actually do have to run for a certain amount of time to actually start getting people in your room.
Yeah.
So you can't actually just hop on for 15 minutes and expect your room to climb in numbers.
How long do you think you should run or have to run to help out with that?
You mean in a show time frame?
Yeah, and you're
I-
running a Whatnot show. There's 3 people in your room.
Mm-hmm.
You have the inventory problem solved, as we
Mhm.
talk about, right? You're going to sell whatever you're going to sell. We have that solved. And you have 3 people in your room, and you've been on for an hour, and you haven't made one sale.
See, if you've been on for an hour and you haven't made a sale, I would say go ahead and just log off for the day
Interesting.
and hop into some other rooms and start building your community as opposed to trying to sell. I would say maybe get friendly with some other sellers and become their mod. There are a lot of ways to get people into your room without actually being present in your own room. And I feel like that's community driven. Some people will talk about like sponsorships in other rooms. Maybe let's talk about like what's the best bang for buck on getting people into your room to start building your channel.
Yeah, let's do that. So okay, so I'm down all these rabbit holes with Reddit and with
Mhm.
Facebook and with all these different ways to where I'm seeing what I see most. The number one thing that I'm seeing is people complaining about not being able to get people in their room.
Yeah, it is the hardest thing
It's
to
the
do
hardest thing to do.
organically.
It's very difficult.
I would say it's almost impossible to do it organically.
You have to be the purple cow.
Yeah.
That's just it. That's why you're the purple cow, because
Mhm.
there's a lot of noise. There's thousands of people that are selling stuff right now on live auctions, not only on Whatnot, but on eBay. So to get people into your room is not an easy task.
No.
And even harder is to get people to stay in your room.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, right, if you're starting your channel and Early Bird Pickers is on, Early Bird Pickers is on, and we're going to have 100, 120 people in our room, something like that. We'll have a decent sized room, hopefully. Hopefully it's like that forever. You never know. But let's say you just started and you have 3 people in your room and we're selling similar inventory. What is the incentive for someone to come and visit a new channel?
Yeah.
Why would they choose someone else over Early Bird or anybody else,
Mhm.
right? Is very difficult, and you have to understand and be able to afford the inventory to burn
Yeah.
until you can get people to stay in your room consistently.
Yeah. At a loss.
And it seems crazy. Typically, if a new business starts, not just Whatnot, but in the world, if you
Mhm.
start a brand new business, you're going to lose money for the first 2 to 3 years
Mhm.
because you have no infrastructure.
Mhm.
You're going to need to buy trucks or inventory or printers or printer paper. You're going to have to hire new people. You're going to have to get an accountant. You're going to have
Warehouse space.
warehouse space or whatever it is. You're going to lose money for 3 years. On Whatnot, you're going to lose money for a decent amount of time, depending upon who you are and what you sell
Mhm.
and how you sell it.
You have to allow that time for hemorrhage.
It's part of your budget.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going into this and you say, I got $500 for inventory and that's it, you're gonna lose that inventory. You're gonna sell that inventory. You're probably gonna make $100
Mm-hmm.
off of the $500 that you spent, meaning you lost $400 plus the time and the effort and the cost of shipping it. You had to buy the boxes and the packing material and the bubble wrap and the shipping. And so you have to be prepared to lose because you have to somehow figure out a way to get the eyeballs in your room.
Mm-hmm.
This is why dollar starts are such a hot topic. We do $1, $2, $3, $5 starts.
Mhm.
We're in that world.
Rarely higher than that.
Yeah, very rarely. So we're prepared to lose money,
Mm-hmm.
right? I highly recommend a new seller. I don't know if there's a path forward without doing low starts.
There's not a catch-all.
I don't.
Without that. I mean, I think it is low starts. I think it's product that you burn because, like, if you can keep my mentality and what I see in all of our shows, even when we start our shows that like only have a couple people in them when we first go live.
Yep.
we see the number climb after 15 minutes. And the reason we see it climb after 15 minutes specifically, I don't know if that's like a hard number, that's a gestural number, but is because of the amount of swipes we get. The first 5 minutes is the intro. We tell people what we're selling. We show them around the room. We let the people who have us on alerts get into the room, and then we have a little bit of a natural builder the first 5. Then we have 10 minutes of actual running items and a little bit of like wallet warm up. There's like a stretching period, you know, like
that'd be a great Whatnot name. Another sub channel. The wallet warm up. I like that.
But I feel like it's okay. We're gonna feel out the room. We are testing the room when we're selling products. Like we're gonna put something out and see how it sells, and maybe it's a great day for Star Trek. Fantastic. Okay, we got Star Trek to sell. Maybe it's not, and we're feeling the room. We're getting the people feeling us. Like we're getting there. And then once it starts like actually swiping, and we can get minimum 2 products out a minute, and that's like going slow.
Oh, that's very slow. We don't sell at that speed.
But I mean, like when we were doing the slower shows, even we would see those numbers climb. Now speed rounds, 5-minute intro, we hit the ground running, and you only have the natural bookmark people, and then within 5 minutes after that, that room has doubled in size just because of swipes. It shows that swiping gets you high in the algorithm and pushes you up on other people's pages, because if people are swiping, it's showing that there's interest, and they want to push people who are getting interest.
Okay, so I have no hard data on what I'm about to say.
Me neither on anything I just said, just to clarify.
Okay, so
anecdotal.
So this is anecdotal and experiential.
Yes.
In that I think the algorithm works in favor of the channels that have the most activity in their rooms.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
I'm going to qualify.
I know that anecdotal evidence is only evidence of the anecdote.
Yes. However,
notice the synchronicity there. We have noticed it time and time again. We have noticed pattern work in it. It is not a fluke. We run multiple shows a week. We see it repeatedly.
So, as I stated at the very beginning, I research and study other sellers constantly. There's a reason why larger sellers will say, put W's in the chat if blah, 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 blah. Can I get some hearts in the chat? Double tap that screen. If we get 50 shares, I'm going to run the Givey. All of that is inducing activity. And there's a reason for it. It's not because they care that there's W's written down in front of their face. They don't care about the W's.
No.
They don't care about the hearts. They don't care about any of that stuff, right? It's activity. The same with giveaways. Why do you run a giveaway? You're running a giveaway because you want to create as much activity as you possibly can.
As much as you can from as many people as you can in different ways.
In any way that you possibly can.
Whether that's a swipe, a share, a tap, a chat, a Givey, enter, like, and if you can get one of those from half of the people that you have in your room, you then you're kind of killing it. And people will use giveaways. They're a fantastic tool for getting followers because they have to follow you to enter the giveaway. And that's really good because then they're going to see your next show. So then you can snowball on that effect. But just have conversations with people in your chat. You know, if there's 5 people in there, talk to them. Like have those conversations. Have them type things back. Like that's going to be critical. Have your giveaways. Giveaways are there for a reason. It's a tool for you to use. It does burn your inventory, but get them out there. Get product in people's hands and get them to swipe on their screen, because really that's going to get another person in the chat.
It's also you can set polls.
That's a great way. Actually, we forget about those.
We don't do it enough. It's our blind spot. Like, would you rather? Do you want Dungeons and Dragons or Shadowrun?
Yeah.
For example, or you can just ask a simple question: what's your favorite day of the week?
Yeah, it could be anything. Yeah. What's your favorite kind of show we run?
Yeah.
Like,
what do you want the buyer's appreciation to be?
Yeah.
Right?
Buyer's choice.
Do you want Pokemon? Do you want Magic? Or do you want whatever the hell else it is? Or sports, for example, right? what's the buyer's appreciation, and then periodically throughout your show, you can induce more activity by referencing back to that poll. Looks like Pokemon's leading, Magic is right behind. All you
New
Magic
people in the
people,
room. Yep.
all you Magic people, if you're interested, the buyer's appreciation is going to be up to you. You choose, right? Or type in the chat, what do you want to see for the buyer's appreciation? Do you want the Pokemon? Do you want this? Do you want that? And all that
Yep.
kind of stuff, right?
And if you've had 15 people in your room for the entire time, it's important to know that if you have 15 people in your room at their 20-minute mark, when you're done with your show at, let's say, an hour and a half, and you have 15 people in your room, it's likely it's not the same 15 people.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a constant, if revolving door.
Yeah.
Like some people might be, maybe there's 3 of them or 4 of them that are still there, but you know, reminding people of things you have going on. If you have a specific event going on, like a giveaway or a buyer's appreciation or a poll going on, or maybe you're selling in kind of a unique way that people need a little bit of explanation on.
Yeah.
Reintroducing people into the ecosystem you've created that like that they can feel welcome there and have conversations with. And some people will have it on so that you can the buyer can see when you join the chat.
Yep.
And welcoming them in the room, that's going to be a huge thing for when you're in a small room. It only shows for under 50 people.
Yep.
If you have over 50 people in the room, you no longer see that a specific person joined.
I didn't know that.
I found the number.
And
it's 50.
That's it.
It's 49 to 50. It changes over. It's a hard swap.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So I taught Michael something. Hey, mark the day.
You teach me stuff every day. You don't realize that.
What not to do.
What not
to do.
It's interesting. So it's interesting, basically, like how to induce activity. If you're a new seller, you need to realize there are strategies that you can utilize that can induce activity.
Yes.
That can do it. And by gaining more activity, you potentially can make the algorithm lean more into your favor, to where it might be higher up into the feed, to where, like, if you go into the Stores Locker feed, you're going to only see six shows at the top of the feed, and then you have to start swiping. Well, if you have 2 people in your show and there's no activity, you're going to have to swipe for quite a while before you find wherever the heck is down there, right? And it's very difficult to dig out of that hole if you're not doing something, if you don't become the purple cow.
And it also depends on what category you're in.
Correct.
So if you're in shoes or streetwear, I don't know what that category is actually called.
Sneakers, I think.
Sneakers. That there's a lot of people in there. And the Pokemon category, it's highly saturated.
Yes.
Where some other categories are not.
Like plants.
Plants. Not a lot of saturation there. Cameras, sadly.
Yeah.
And even comics, not a highly saturated place, but you'll notice certain areas are getting a rise of attention, and if you can get in on that uptick as opposed to something that's like a crashing market, you know, don't buy in on a crashing market.
Yeah, 100%. I want to talk about the Whatnot community. Like it's a strong community.
It is.
On Whatnot.
It's a beautiful thing.
I think that's why eBay Live sucks. eBay Live is not a community. eBay Live are individual sellers that are selling stuff.
Yeah.
The Whatnot is an absolute, very strong, tight-knit community with social norms, with unspoken rules, and with all these other things that you just kind of have to figure out as you go, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about it is there's different ways to increase viewership and to get eyes. And one of them is, as you alluded to earlier, is going to other people's rooms, in creating a sense of community. There are many people that I know, and I'm going to give a huge shout out to Mama G Mod. I've known Mama G, and you don't know this. I've known Mama G when I lived in California. She would moderate for Locker Nuts. Locker Nuts was selling on YouTube Live.
Oh, wow.
And Mama G was his mod 10 years ago.
In the days of yore.
And I bought stuff from Locker Nuts pre whatnot,
Wow.
pre the existence of live auctions like this.
Yeah.
Right, where it was Lockerness would just turn on and go YouTube live, and he was one of the early YouTube live auctioneers.
Fascinating.
And Mama G was his mod. Mama G can now on she mods for Lockernut still, and she's on the app, and she's been modding for years. We'll talk about modding and what that is, but basically she is a foundational piece for many different larger sellers. She helps coordinate the chat. She helps prep people, let people know the rules and the norms and how they run things and the names of the hosts, that people can request things or not request things. She's basically there to steer the ship quietly. And she did that in the background forever, for probably a decade or more.
That's incredible.
And then she became a seller on Whatnot. And the moment she did, right, she started out with rooms of 30 and 40 and 50. She had like 150 people in a room the other day. Wow. And I was like, go get it, Mama G. Get that money. Like you put in the work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And she found her own path towards success for her. I don't know financial success. I know nothing about anybody else's financial situation. I just see the success as far as going from a small to a medium to a large seller in a relatively short period of time selling, but she has such a strong background and so many supporters behind her. Like B Bella is one of our dear friends and mods that comes into our room. Shelby, AK Thrift, like we have wonderful mods.
Yeah.
And it's Shelby 007, it's AK Thrift. And we have these wonderful, wonderful, wonderful mods that come in and they basically volunteer their time to help steer our ship. Now, I say voluntarily in quotes, and they do it for several reasons. And you have to actually ask people who do modding, people who mod, why do they mod? And a lot of people mod for a specific purpose, and this is why we're having this conversation, right? So if you're going to volunteer your time in the room, let's say there's a seller who has 1,000 people in the room, and let's say they have 200 people in their room, and they don't have
it's more realistic.
Yeah, and they don't have like a steady mod every single time.
Yeah.
You like how they sell, you vibe right, you've bought from them, the package is good, and there's a certain level of comfortability between you and the seller.
Yep.
I watch them all the time. I'm chit-chatting. Maybe someone in the chat says, hey, do you have any Pokemon cards? And you know they don't take any requests.
Yeah.
You're just going to say, hey, just kick back, enjoy the ride. They probably have Pokemon cards, but they just don't do requests.
Yep.
Or, hey, it's a live unboxing. They have no idea what's in this. They have no clue what they're opening. Maybe yes, maybe no. Or, nope, they don't mess with Pokemon.
Yep.
Right? But the seller doesn't have to take the time to answer all of these nuanced questions because it does detract from making money and from selling. It's hard.
It's hard to
right?
take those requests.
Especially if you're selling fast.
That's impossible.
It can't be done. So they're these wonderful people. They volunteer their time. They become part of this community, of your own community. They are a vital part of running a smooth show.
Yeah.
They are very important.
Yeah.
Do they get paid? Kind of depends.
Maybe.
It really depends.
I doubt it.
It really, really does depend, right?
Yeah.
So we try to treat our mods really well. We try, instead of sending them money, we try and send them viewership to allow them to have an easier time to create their own money.
Yeah.
Right? So what's in it for a mod? We talked about it. It was, I have 3 people in the room. Nobody's bidding. Nobody knows nobody knows Thomas's treasures or whatever it is, right? I'm a new person. I've learned for an hour. Well, rather than that, it might behoove you to become a mod or to try and be a mod.
Get friendly.
Be friendly. Get into someone's chat. Hang out with them and create a relationship and just be like, hey, do you mind if I mod for you every once in a while? Most sellers would be like, hell yes.
Please, God.
Please do. Mods also, you got to trust these mods because they can kick people out of the room.
Yep.
If you have the wrong mod who wants to buy your Pokemon cards, they will boot every Pokemon buyer so they can buy your Pokemon cards for $1.
Yep.
Be aware, mods have a lot of power.
Yep.
So you want to make sure as a seller, you know who's modding for you, that they're people that you've been in the community, that you know, and you've seen them around for a long time.
Yeah. And I would say use your research time to become friendly with these sellers that you're finding, like double up on that time frame.
Absolutely.
Of jumping in these rooms, and it's easier to become friendly with the people who have 40 to 150 people in their room as opposed to 3,000 people, because the chats are just getting so flooded.
Yeah.
So
you can't even read them.
A slow enough chat that someone can actually see what's going on in the chat and can respond, and you can have a semi conversation and be friendly and kind and patient and courteous. And we love that in a room. That's like one of the best things is someone just coming in and like being nice.
Yeah.
Going and demanding for a certain item kind of gets you nowhere.
Yeah. Run the Pokemon now.
Run the
explanation. Every 8 seconds, Pokemon. It's like, nah, bro. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like
now I'm avoiding Pokemon.
Now you're going to get kicked out of the room.
Yeah.
Even if it would have brought us more money, I can't deal with the stress you're bringing into my life.
Yeah.
So modding is a great way.
Mm-hmm.
Moderating. It's helping the sellers, and in turn, you hope that seller will somehow help you out.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee.
No.
Right? Like, I don't know how other sellers handle their mods.
But it's an investment of time.
Absolutely. I know some sellers do have tip trains. They'll have a moderator train a certain period of time. We should actually think about that.
Interesting.
And all the money made during our hour-long show will just go divided amongst our mods, because we have incredible mods. We have 3 mods that are fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right. New ideas.
Yeah. There we go. We workshop it. I'm glad it worked out.
There we go.
I say yes. He says sure. Done deal. Mods coming soon. Here we go. We're going to get some money.
Bring up the idea at our weekly meeting.
There you go. So moderating is a good way. Just being active in a chat.
Being a friend.
That's a great way to put it. Just be a friend.
Like, even if someone doesn't grant you mod access, that's absolutely fine. Don't think that maybe they just don't want moderators.
Yeah.
Like,
or they have their mods. We have our mods. We don't want a new mod.
Yeah, we don't need them. Unless they're telling us like, hey, we can't mod anymore. I've got other responsibilities in my life. Totally understandable. Like, by all means, go live your life. But then it's like, okay, maybe we, need a change. But like, we on average, we don't.
Yeah.
We've got our committed family, and that's cool. But like, be our friends. We have people who come into the room and we're like, oh snap, they're in here. Sweet. What's up?
Yeah.
Like, there's certain people that we get excited to see because we're like, we have things for you. We've been saving this for you.
Oh, yes.
Like, that's a big thing.
Yeah. Especially in the storage category, right?
Yeah.
Storage category, we may find Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
January 1st. We might find it again until the next September.
Yeah.
Or we might find only Hello Kitty. We have no clue.
Yeah.
Right. So when you have a 1 or 2 or a handful of buyers that are like, I want Hello Kitty.
Yeah, Hello Kitty lover 101.
Yeah. And then they pop in the room. It's like, yes, you came. I found this for you. Right. Like, like, we know who's going to buy our stuff. And it's fun. And we enjoy them. And it's a really good thing that you said. I love that you said, just be a friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it is a very, very strong, dedicated community, which is the strength of the app.
Yeah.
Is that it has truly come something that's just totally different. Like, in a sense of a community, let's talk about raid trains.
Yeah.
Okay. Raid trains have kind of taken over the storage category for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's a raid train? And what are the benefits? Let's talk about it.
Raid trains are fascinating because, well, I actually haven't seen a lot of the origin of them, but I've been in them.
I'm gonna interrupt you because I'm super rude. But what's a raid? Before we get to a train, what's a raid on Whatnot?
Okay,
let's talk about that.
So, break it down. A raid is when you end your own show, you can move all of those viewers into a new room. So that's someone that maybe you follow or enjoy, or a close friend of yours, or maybe actually someone you're trying to get the attention of.
Interesting.
You can utilize that if you're a small seller, being like, oh, here's this person who has 150 people in their room, and I look up to them. I want to raid into them so that they thank me and their viewership. They can say, hey, go follow them. They're awesome sellers. I've seen them on, and you can kind of get that like feedback there. I won't go off on that too much, but that's basically what a raid is you can move people from one room, your own room, to another.
Yep.
So a raid train is when you do that in sequential order through multiple shows. Sometimes that's 20 shows, and sometimes it's 5.
Yep.
Sometimes maybe even less. Maybe it's 3. That's fine.
Yep.
But someone will start the raid, and they'll have all the bookmarks. It's usually a really big seller. They're going to get, everyone to bookmark the start of the train. That's they're at the train station. Everyone's getting all aboard there. The conductor.
There we
Thank
go.
you. And then they raid into the first seller, or they are the first seller. That's fine.
Yep.
And then as each show ends, maybe they're live for 15 minutes, or maybe it's an hour and a half. But when that show ends, they transplant all those viewers into the next room.
Yep.
And through that, you will gain new followers and new viewers throughout the entire raid train and the entire show. And then each segment too, because it works so well. Because when they go live for the raid train, they get all the raid train passengers. And then they also get their own followers.
Yes.
So then you go to the next one and it happens again. And you go to the next one and it happens again. And so you can have a steady stream of consistent viewership. As long as no one kills the room. Don't kill the room.
Yeah. I mean, very well said. It's being able to capitalize on the community's viewership.
Yeah.
And so that's the difference, right? eBay Live, I'm one seller, I'm on, and I shut it off.
Yeah.
On Whatnot, I'm one seller, and my audience is then going to go visit you.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, Thomas.
Yeah.
What is Thomas selling? This is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got cool stuff too. And so now you get Michael's audience, and then you get Thomas's audience, and then Thomas is going to go and give both of those audiences to Angie.
Yep.
Oh, and then Angie's audience now gets introduced to Thomas and to Michael.
Yep.
And the train ideally grows and grows and grows and grows and grows and grows.
Yes.
They have some trains, if you're a new seller, there's some trains specifically designed where they have a large seller who always raids into a small seller, who always raids into a large seller, who then raids into a small seller.
I like that.
So then we might have 150 people in our room. You have 20.
Mm-hmm.
You just got an amazing opportunity to make a lot of money and to be introduced to new people.
Yep. You bring out your really good items.
Yes.
You get some attention with people. Don't just sell the junk.
Yes.
Get people to notice you. What do you want to be selling? This is your time to show what you want to be selling.
You're being pulled up from the minor leagues to the majors.
Yep. How hard can you swing?
Yeah, exactly. So when we still get raids. So that is a great explanation of what a raid train is. Somebody who's trying to gain traction, you absolutely should find raid trains.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you want to find raid trains, use Facebook, Whatnot groups, or Reddit as a source for that information.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you can find a conductor, and that conductor and you get along, you're in that person's room. Brady's collectible. Brady's a great conductor.
Mm-hmm.
He runs a bajillion trains. He's a conductor for 8 million different trains, and it's phenomenal. And he's a great crew and a great bunch of people, and it's incredibly well organized, and it's all done on Discord.
Okay.
And if I'll show you my Discord chat sometimes, it's ridiculous. There's like 80 different Monday train, Tuesday train, all these different trains. I don't have those organizational skills, but I love that those people will include me on the Discord, and I'll be like, I'll do that. I can show up at this place at that time and turn on my channel.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, right? Because then I don't have to do all that work.
Yeah.
So if you get along with any of the conductors that you can find,
mm-hmm.
it's a great way and a great resource.
Yeah.
It's a great way to gain traction. Other ways to gain traction. What do you think?
It's a controversial topic.
What is it?
Sponsors.
Sponsor.
Mixed feelings.
Okay, there's two different ways.
Yes.
Oh,
I'll let you.
There's two ways and there's a tangent. So there is community boost,
mm-hmm.
which is you're giving money to Whatnot
Mm-hmm.
to push your show up higher in the algorithm
Yes.
and to push your show up, to physically push your thumbnail up higher on the category page that you're in.
Yep.
Therefore, if I click on a category, I'm going to click on exotic snacks. I click on that, and then the first show that I see will usually have a little like yellow ball around it, and then it'll say sponsored, which means that that person spent money on a sponsorship,
Mm-hmm.
or the community spent money to sponsor them.
Yep.
Basically the same effect. So I personally, as Early Bird Pickers VA, I can spend $25, $35. It's basically the equivalent. If you're familiar with eBay, it's basically the same as a promoted listing.
Yep.
Right? You get more eyes, you get more viewership, which means you should supposedly make more money. I'm putting air quotes. For those who can't see, I'm putting all sorts of air quotes on this,
Yes.
which should begin to let you know how I feel about sponsorships.
Yes.
And then there's community boost, which basically means Early Bird Pickers isn't paying to boost, but the chat and the community who's in the room has decided to spend $25, $35 to help the sellers, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if other people are boosting us up, they're spending their hard-earned money, $25, $35, to boost us up in the algorithm to make us make more money. It's really funny. What happens is we just run a bunch more giveaways.
Yeah.
We give away more stuff because we're like, this is incredible. What a crazy and amazing community where they're going to give us more. They're going to give us better chance at a better viewership. We're just going to give away more stuff.
Yeah. It's our way of saying thank you to them.
I mean, and that's how you build the community, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Do nice things.
So how do we feel about sponsorships?
So a sponsorship is different than a community boost for those that don't know.
Yep. But the result is effectively the same.
Yes.
Effectively.
Yes.
So basically those two work hand in hand. They're basically the similar effects. Do they work? I'm on Reddit all the time. I'm on Facebook all the time. We have spent money to boost. We have had wonderful people spend money to boost us. People do join because it has been boosted.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible.
Mm-hmm.
However, this whole conversation is about brand new sellers.
Yeah.
Who have 3 people in the room.
And a $500 budget.
And a $500 budget. I would say skip the boost.
Yeah.
And the reason why I would say skip the boost is because if you have 2 people in your room or a handful of people in your room and you boost, you might get 10 people in your room.
Yeah.
You might double the amount of people in your room, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But most of those people probably won't stay.
Yeah. So you paid $2.50 per viewership.
And it probably wasn't worth it.
And they might not swipe. Maybe.
Most likely.
Maybe they do. Maybe they don't.
Yeah.
We can't tell you.
I think it is much better to buy something in somebody else's room.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
You actually get something out of it.
You get something out of it. You could resell it. Like if you're in Funko Pops, buy a Funko Pop. You see it at a good deal from big. You bought it for $5 or whatever it is. You bought some Funko Pops. You get it. I think giveaways are better than sponsorship to an extent, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So for new sellers, there is an inclination. I want to boost. I want to spend money for a sponsorship. It's the same on eBay. I want to pay to promote. Well, if Thomas is promoting at 10%, I'm going to promote at 10.1%. And then Thomas is going to say, well, I'm going to promote at 10.2, right? And eBay's like, yeah, keep doing it. Yeah. Keep giving us more money. Keep giving us more money.
Do it.
But the fact is you don't know how many people chose to buy your product because of that boost.
Yeah, there's not going to be metrics tied to that.
Yes, there's not going to be metrics that they will share with you.
Yeah, yes, there probably are hard metrics, but you don't get to see them.
But they're not going to tell you necessarily. Now, that's as far as I know. I am a data-driven person. I have not seen a reliable source of data that lets me know convincingly that these boosts work, that these artificial boosts work. That's my personal feeling on it. I think that it is a waste of money in the current setup, in the current meta, current world that we're in on Whatnot. I do not think that artificially boosts work.
I think you would be better off tipping another seller.
We will talk about that as well. I agree strongly. So let's talk about a different form of sponsorship, because there is another method that is probably the most controversial and may or may not work.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Really challenging topic that a lot of people have had strong opinions of, and actually we do ourselves. We will try to be less opinionated and more data driven.
Okay, let's do this. We used to offer sponsorships.
Yeah.
We used to offer sponsorships for the podcast. We used to offer sponsorships for our shows. And what that is basically charging somebody for a shout out.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're doing. So if we have 200 people in our room, and you have, normally in your room, you have 5 people. Nobody knows your name. And they have no idea that you exist. They might love you. You might be their new favorite seller. They just have not met you yet. But you want them to meet you. So some sellers offer the opportunity to pay them to talk about you. And oftentimes it's in larger rooms that they're going to charge you for this. And they might charge you $5, $10, $20, on up to several $1,000s per shout out. And that shout out may be as small as, thank you so much for the promotion. Thank you for the sponsorship, Thomas. That might be what you paid for. It might be, thank you so much for the sponsorship. Please, everybody, follow Thomas. It could be, what we used to do is gift cards. So it would cost us $5 basically to create a gift card. So we would do, like, let's say a $55 sponsorship. And what that would do is Thomas pays $55 to Early Bird Pickers. We get the $55. We say thank you. We then give away a $50 gift card sponsored by Thomas. And somebody in the chat is going to win $50. And then during the 5-minute period where that where the $50 giveaway is going to be run, I'm going to reference your name several times. Please follow Thomas. Hopefully I know you at least. Right? Hopefully I know. Please follow Thomas. He's a great Pokemon seller. He just got 50 new slabs. They're all Gem Mint 10s from PSA, just got back graded. It's crazy. Go into his room. And now I've not only talked about you, our moderator will then tag your name so that people can just click on you. I might even go as far as pulling up your profile on my own personal cell phone, showing your profile on our live stream and reading your bio. Look at Thomas's the best whatnot seller ever. He's the Pokemon king or whatever the hell it is, right? There's I see you have a special raid train coming up next Tuesday. Right? And then
go bookmark.
Right. So then you want to send, please book. If we get Thomas to 100 bookmarks, we're going to match his $50 giveaway. We're going to turn it into a $100 giveaway. Right? In that world, if that happens in a sponsorship, that $50 sponsorship was worth it. If it was handled properly by the seller. Right?
And that's a completely admirable way to do it, as opposed to just taking someone's money, mentioning their name, and carrying on.
Thanks for the giving. And not giving anything away. No raid, no nothing. Just thank you very much for the sponsorship. On to the next.
And I think that if, hopefully if you're to pay for a sponsorship for somebody, then you would know their style well enough to know if that particular sponsorship was worth it. Because if you just want to give them your money, go for it. But if you're actually trying to get something out of it for your own channel, then just be aware of what that sponsorship could look like, because that spectrum is massive. It's a huge sliding scale.
It also ties your name to someone that you don't know personally.
That's always scary.
As amazing as the Whatnot community is, there are plenty of wackadoos out there. There are thieves. There are people who sell stuff and then disappear. There's people who violate the terms of services all the time. there's terrible people that sell.
Yeah.
There's terrible people on earth. And you
Yeah.
probably don't want to be associated with those terrible people.
Yeah.
If you constantly donate and constantly get promoted by X seller, and then it turns out that X seller is a terrible person, you may be swept up in that feeling in the community.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, so-and-so, Thomas and Michael were buddies. It turns out that Michael was a creepo or whatever the hell it is. His buddy might as well, right? So if you've been donating money and are kind of swept in with the negativity that I might be responsible for,
Yeah.
it may not work out in your favor. It may work out very much against you and have been an expensive ride to ruin your viewership.
Yeah. We say a lot of times that, oh, it's great. Anyone can sell on Whatnot. But anyone can sell on Whatnot.
Anyone can sell on Whatnot. And yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
So it's a very controversial way to do it. We've actually pulled all our sponsorships.
Yeah.
We just don't offer them anymore.
Yeah.
And the reason why we don't offer them anymore is because if a new seller comes into Early Bird Pickers VA and says, hey, I'm a new seller, we're going to promote the hell out of them.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost them a dime.
That's how we build a community, is as telling people, if you're a reseller, put your name in the chat and when your next show is and what you're selling.
There are a lot of sellers who do not allow promotions at all in their chat unless you pay them.
You'll just get booted.
You will get banned from their live streams forever. I think it's disgusting personally.
Yeah.
It's that people who have climbed to a certain point and they basically want to quash and keep everybody under them. And in order to do so, they've climbed to the peak. If I'm a new seller and I'm like, hey, do you mind if I promote in your stream? And they say, no, absolutely not. I'm like, oh, this isn't a community for you.
They're the kind that pull the ladder up behind them.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. They made it to the top of the mountain and they took the ladder out from underneath you. Right. Whereas us, like, I know the struggle of being a new seller. Like, I know the struggle of being a successful seller now. I can't imagine how difficult it is for a new seller now in this environment.
Yeah. 2 years ago, Whatnot was a completely different animal.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Changes every
Now
every
there's
day.
Super Bowl ads and there's,
it's bigger.
all sorts of stuff.
It's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Way more sellers.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just much more difficult. So for us, at any point in time, we encourage, please tell us who you are, what time do you run your show, and what do you sell? We have no problem. If someone asks in our chat, hey, do you have any Pokemon? And we say no, oftentimes I'll say, is there any sellers in the chat that has any Pokemon that they're going to be selling soon?
Yeah.
Let everybody know.
Yeah.
Right? That would piss off so many other sellers, I'm telling you right now, that would literally get you banned for life from ever going in that room. You cannot promote. It's just, that's how, and so we don't want people to pay for what we offer for free, because then I feel like we're just stealing money.
Yeah.
So we just don't do it. We did it. We tried it. We didn't think that it was of value to our customers. So we stopped it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other people that don't. So once you've promoted yourself and everything that we just talked about, let's move on. Let's talk about when and how is the best way to do this.
Yeah. Like actually selling, going live. And
I'm going to turn on the camera.
Yeah. What have we found are some tricks of the trade to actually things that have been successful for at least us, and we have heard have been successful for other people?
Sure. I think it's really important to pay attention to, like, read the room. Know who's selling when and their pattern when they sell, so that you can either sell after them, before them, or on a different day.
Yeah.
Right?
The room being the Whatnot community as a whole.
Correct.
Reading the room being the time, like kind of the time of day, kind of.
Yeah, right.
Like whether that's too early for people to be awake.
So that's interesting you say that, right?
I mean, yeah, there could be a market to fill. That's literally the market you build.
I was up till 4 a.m. and there was several sellers on who had over 200 people in their room.
Hey.
Because there might not be as many viewers at 2 a.m., but there is 95% less sellers.
Yeah, that's very true.
Right?
Yeah.
So
they have less places to go.
Exactly. So you might be the biggest fish at 3 a.m. But if you're running at noon, you might be running into a buzzsaw of 5 of the largest sellers in your category. And you might, instead of having 200 in your room, you might have 2.
Yeah.
And you might be selling the exact same product in the exact same way and you're the exact same person, but you now have competition.
Yeah.
And it's going to change everything about how you run your business.
Yep. Even we interact with that.
We don't run on very specific days because we are avoiding very large sellers.
Yeah.
That will blow us out of the water and it costs us money. So we just don't do it.
Yeah. We can't compete. So why would we when we have other options, when you know there are days that they don't run?
Yeah, we don't have to.
Yeah.
Nope. It also, if you're a smaller seller and you love early bird pickers and you think that your vibe is right with us and you like that you can promote in our shows for free, you might want to run a show during our shows or before our shows so you can rate us.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you know that you're guaranteed a healthy shout out. Like whenever we get a raid, like we treat our raids with respect. You know what I mean?
We know how hard it is, you know?
Yeah, it's not an easy game. It's not an easy game we're playing. So it really does depend, but it is something that you have to be cognizant and aware of is timing matters, competition matters, right? So don't just say every Tuesday at 10 a.m. I'm going to run and just blindly jump into that pool. Figure out who's selling in the same category, selling similar stuff. If you're selling graded Pokemon slabs that are graded at a 9, for example, and you're starting them at $50 a slab, and I'm selling Pokemon slabs at the exact same time, graded at a 10, and I'm starting at $1, you have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not going to go in your room. They're just not going to see you. They're never going to see you. You lost. You're going to lose that almost every time.
Your personality won't win out over those values.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Especially not when you're just starting out.
Yeah.
Probably won't work very well for you. So just know that you got to be aware of what you're doing and make it a decision.
Yeah.
Don't
when
just
are you going to run and why?
Yeah. Also, if you're just turning on a camera, there's several different ways to actually physically show the product.
Yeah.
And we do both. We do top down, which means basically a product driven show.
Yep.
We run our comic book sub channel, Silent Comics. Please check out Silent Comics. There's a promotion. We run our new channel, our sub channel.
Start a podcast. That's how you promote your channel.
That's what we run Silent Comics. It's silent. We don't talk. It's 5-second sudden death. It's super fast.
Yeah.
Super fast. And we are 100% product driven. We're so product driven that you don't see any part of us, our face, other than my hands moving a comic book. That is it.
Yep.
100% product driven. The other way to do it is, let's say I'm selling comic books and I'm going to hold the comic books up next to my face or in front of my face where you're actually seeing me. That's when your personality is really going to matter.
Yep.
Now, I don't think looks matter.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't think it's pretty people get more people in the room than non-pretty people.
They're there for the product.
It's not based on your age. It's certainly not ageist.
No,
Whatnot is not ageist at all. It's not based on like your sex, your age, your weight, whether you're handsome or unattractive. It's really wonderful that I haven't noticed. Like some of the biggest sellers are not the most pretty people.
Yeah.
And some of the most pretty people are not some of the biggest sellers.
Yeah.
And I love that. Yeah. It's just, are you good at what you do? Do you run a good show?
Yeah. What's your product?
Yeah. If you're competent and noticed, you have a good shot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you have tattoos everywhere. It really, you know what I mean? Like it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you wear. None of that stuff, I think, is of vital importance to you being successful. Running a good show is.
Yeah.
So you can choose to have the camera in front of your face. Camera's in front of my face. I got a water bottle. You see the water bottle, and I'm going to say, here's the water bottle I'm selling. It's a peach color Owala. It costs $30, and you're seeing my face the entire time, right? So you're going to be able to see my mood, my feeling. You're gonna glean some information from that.
There's a personality attached to the sale, for better or for worse. Sometimes you can use that to drive your sale, and sometimes it can actually hurt it.
Yeah,
if you're like, here's this thing I don't care about.
That's
this is stupid. Here's a water bottle. Yeah. It's broken. Yeah. Like you're gonna struggle with that. Yeah, so being aware of that does take another level of intention as you go through your show.
Yes.
Of there is a camera on you and not just the product. And I'm not saying that as a negative. It's just the truth
Yep.
that it will be tied to it. And you can incorporate that into your show as a massive plus,
Yes.
or it can hurt you.
Absolutely.
That's both ways, you know. Top down can also be, you know, problematic. That if you just have like, I don't know,
Boring.
yeah,
It
or
could be.
if you have the sounds
Could
of a trash compactor going during the whole time on a top down, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. It really does depend, and I personally think that it could be product driven also.
Yeah.
If it's an antique, it's much more explanation. It's much more suitable. If it's clothing,
Oh yeah.
you might want to show yourself. If
Yep.
it's a luxury purse, you might want to, you know what I mean? Like, this is how long it's going to hang down on you. This is how close it matches this outfit.
Things with size reference.
Size reference.
Clothes, obviously, but
Yeah.
there are other things that do, like even length of necklaces, or
Yeah.
like showing the size of a bottle of shampoo. Sometimes it's hard to see when it's just a white background.
Yeah,
So if
absolutely.
you see it up against someone's hand, you're like, oh, whoa, that is tiny, or that is huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
So it really is dependent, but it again, it needs to be a conscious decision. It shouldn't be half-hearted. It shouldn't be
No.
like, well, I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
Right. But it also shouldn't be stuck in stone.
Yeah. Yes.
It should-
Always be willing to pivot no matter what.
We pivot all the time.
Yeah.
So like if it's a slower show that we run, it may or may not be top down, depending upon the product. We had a Labubu Baby 3 show, right? All top down, because that is a product driven and it's fast.
Yeah. We
Right?
don't matter. The product is what matters. We're going to show it. It's going to be 5 to 10 seconds sudden death and move.
You know what's interesting though? I have found out that I have seen or noticed recently we're much more top down. Early Bird Pickers VA is much more top down recently than we have been in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I personally think that we've chosen to go that route because we sell so fast.
Yeah, that we don't matter. The product is what matters when it's so fast. We don't have time to have our own faces in it. When we're catering towards speed, we kind of took a break from speed for a little while there because it seemed like it wasn't working in our room.
Yep.
Pivoted to slower, more deliberate shows. Maybe that's the wrong word, but
no, I think it's right.
like being having more explanation, more detail-oriented shows with things that needed to be explained. And then we realized that after a while, people got tired of that. And we had to pivot again and went back to speed. And we went to speed rounds. And we were like, well, you almost never see our face besides the beginning and end.
Yeah.
And then we did Labubu that way. And Baby 3, and then we did comics, and it's like, okay, maybe there will be a time where this slows down and we have to pivot again. But for now, it's working, so we're doing it.
We're open.
And so it's just like, we're not hard stuck in that. It's something that's working, and we're continuing to do whatever it takes that works.
Yeah. And to constantly change.
It's a constant evolution. Sometimes can be exhausting, but it also can be exhilarating.
Yeah.
Just being like, oh yeah, new idea. Like, actually, we did this 6 months ago and you just forgot.
We forgot. Right. Like, oh yeah, there was 37 other failed ideas in between that one and this one. Lastly, I mean, I think we're just about ready to finish up here on the pod.
Yeah.
But the last thing I want to talk about is the actual format of the show.
Yeah.
And the usefulness of items such as like pre-bids, sudden death, or untimed or soft close auction.
Yeah.
So,
explain a pre-bid, because I think people may not even understand what that
absolutely. I'm all about pre-bids, and I also hate pre-bids.
Yes, same.
Pre-bids are like basically baby eBay. Is that you're going to take a picture of the product. You're going to take a picture of this water bottle, right? You're going to take a picture of it. You're going to show size reference. You're going to show it in a couple different ways, and you're going to write a brief description. The difference is there's not 47 different buttons to click and all the nonsense that happens on eBay to post it. Posting an item in pre-bids on Whatnot takes me about 30 seconds per listing, as long as I know what the item is.
Yeah.
As long as I don't have to actually research the item itself. 30-ounce water bottle. Here's a color, brand new. That's it.
Yep.
Right. And then those pre-bid items are listed, but they actually aren't sold until that show. So I might list the item on Monday, but the show isn't until Friday. That gives me 5 days to promote those items. So guys, I got a brand new freaking water bottle.
Whoa.
It's brand new.
It's brand new.
It's the new peach color. Oh my God. Just came out. One of one. Right? And I can promote that for an entire week. Right? I can go into when I go into other people's shows, And then I might boost their show for $25 and check out the pre-bids for the show on Friday.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, he's got the one-on-one. Oh, snap, I'll bid on it.
Yeah.
And then they get notification whenever that item goes up for bid.
Yep.
As opposed to they don't have any idea what's coming up, and I'm going to put the item in front of their face, and they have 10, 15, 20 seconds.
5.
Yeah, to decide if they want to buy it or not.
Yeah.
Right? So the pre-bids are a way to give people time to research, to get the bids up higher,
Look up sale comps.
To make sure that, like, if it's a really expensive rare Pokemon card,
Mhm.
I'm going to go into other rooms and advertise for that Pokemon card.
Yep.
I'm not comfortable that there's going to be enough bids in the room that understand what this Pokemon card is worth.
Yep.
That's going to drive up the value of the Pokemon card. I might advertise it on Reddit. I might go into Pokemon groups on Facebook. I might go to local Pokemon shops. I might really try and if this is a $10,000 card, I am going to make sure everybody who might want to buy it is going to buy it.
Yeah, if you lose it for $40, you're going to cry.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Or at least I'm going to give myself the best shot to do it.
Yes, absolutely. Right? Give yourself a fighting chance.
Exactly. There's also sudden death.
It's the opposite.
Is the opposite. It's how we love to run our shows. We actually have t-shirts, branded t-shirts. Check our merch. You can buy it right now with t-shirts for the Skull and Crossbones. It says sudden death is life. Like, we love sudden death. It's how we like to run. It basically is the fastest and most efficient way to sell at live auctions.
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sold.
Yep.
Period. Next item. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sold. And that's it. It doesn't linger, and it's over.
Final swipe wins.
That's it. Another method that is selling out of our bin, the buy it now.
Yeah.
It's another method that some people do. We do it partially. It's kind of not a blind spot for us. We do our buy it nows, our bins, on occasion.
Yeah.
On occasion.
Sometimes we drive people to it deliberately.
Correct.
But it's all things that we have large quantities of. Sometimes just by happenstance of just like, oh, we got all that soap.
Yeah.
And that was a wonderful thing to just be like, hey, let's try and sell this soap. Let's do it as an incentivized sale of just like, here's our buy it now. We're going to do a flash sale on it, and pops up on the screen, and we're trying to sell out of it.
And a flash sale would be,
oh my gosh, yes.
It would be like a sudden discount. So we were selling soap. The soap was worth $12 to $14 for a bar of soap.
Yep.
We got it for almost nothing, maybe 50 cents a bar, I think.
I think so.
I think 50
cents. And then we had it listed for $6.
Yep.
And then we flashed.
We had it listed for $8.
Oh.
And then we did a flash sale, which means it was a sudden 50% off. We're going to sell the soap for $4 a bar.
Yep.
Great deal for the customers. Great deal for us because we had nothing into it.
Everyone wins.
Everyone's happy. Everyone wins. And there you go. And we sold 50 bars of soap in 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was fast.
Right. And so there's different ways to sell. There's some people that only sell out of their bin. You can also put very expensive items like a Coca-Cola button. I might put it in the bin for $600.
Yep.
$500.
If you want it, it'll be in every show, and you can swipe it and buy it. But I'm not going to put time into trying to show it on screen and running it and losing it for $1.
It's like your true eBay listing.
Yep.
It's going to sit there until someone decides to do it, or you decide to sell it in a different way. So that's about it.
Yeah.
So I guess to wrap it up, like, as a new seller, I think what you really need to think about is your steps must be deliberate.
Yes.
And intentional.
Yep.
And when you're in a room and there's a good seller, and just know that there is so much hard work, so much effort, and so much thought into that good show.
Mm-hmm.
And that has nothing to do with the items itself that are selling.
Yeah.
It's all of the other stuff that are being run. And we talked about quite a bit of it today. So just know to make your steps intentional, do it, and do it with a reason, and that you can back it up and say, this is why I'm selling in this way.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what I want to leave.
Yeah.
Like the podcast listeners with, is like, do it with a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it intention, and be willing to pivot. You're going to put a lot of time and effort into something that doesn't work, and being able to change that. And I don't mean that in a discouraging way.
Yeah. It should be encouraging.
But just when you find something that works, also try to figure out why.
Yeah.
Maybe you could even do it better.
Yeah. And with that, I'm just going to say the end.
The end.
All right, we're out. Early Bird Pickers, just so you know, you can find Early Bird Pickers VA on Whatnot. We run shows all the time in different categories, mainly in the storage auction category. You can always find us there. You can also find us on YouTube, on Twitter. You can find us across all of the webs. Anywhere on the webs, you can find just Early Bird Pickers VA. You can find us. In addition, we do have a sub channel called Silent Comics. If you're into some chill vibes, product driven vibes where you're just going to listen to good music, chill out, and every 5 seconds have a chance to swipe, you might get a comic for $1. Free shipping in that show. So check that out. And also, we have some massive, massive good news. I'm not going to tell you, I'm just going to tease it for today. Huge, huge news coming up for Early Bird Pickers within the next couple months, to be continued. ...
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to check out our Whatnot at EarlyBirdPickersVA to see our upcoming schedule of shows.